All right, guys, May 4th, chapter 12 in the Dogs book here. I'm going to take you through a couple examples like I normally do and then get you working. So this chapter is on Venn diagrams, and it's just a way for us to organize data. The first couple examples we do in the first video are just going to be how to draw the Venn diagram based upon the information given. And then the second video will go through some Venn diagrams where I'm trying to find some unknown numbers based upon what I've been given. Okay, so for the first one, if you turn to page 326, basic relationships. So it says your understanding of creating accurate Venn diagrams is critical to understanding the problems in the rest of the chapter. So we're supposed to draw a Venn diagram that represents the following statements. So statement one, some birds are pets. Okay, so we need a rectangle to represent the generic category that we're talking about. So we've got birds and pets. The overall category here would really be animals, okay? And then it says some birds are pets. So I've got to have two subcategories for that, and they can overlap because they can, a bird could be a pet. So I need a circle for birds and a circle for pets. And I'm going to label it like so. Okay, and so that would be an example for the first one. Some birds are pets. That takes care of it. Okay, out here would be an animal that's not a bird or a pet. Here would be an animal that's a bird but not a pet. This would be an animal that is a bird and a pet. And this would be a pet that's not a bird. And so you've got places for all of the things that they've talked about. Okay, what about the second one? No dogs are sheep. Okay, so again, a rectangle for the generic category. Again, animals is appropriate here because you've got dogs and sheep, but no dogs are sheep, so these are not overlapping these subcategories. So I'm going to draw a couple circles. I'm going to put dogs and sheep, and they don't overlap because it says no dogs are sheep. Fair enough. Okay, what about the third one? All poodles are dogs. Okay, so again, we'll go animals, okay, and I'm going to have a bigger circle for dogs this time, okay, and it says all poodles are dogs, so I'm going to have another subcategory, poodles, that's going to be inside the dogs one, because inside of that circle would represent a poodle, but it's also inside the dog circle, so it's got to be a dog as well. Outside of the poodle circle, but inside the dog circle would be a dog that's not a poodle. Out here would be an animal that's not a dog. Okay. Example 4, some dogs are poodles. I think you could do the same diagram, you guys. You got dogs in here. This one over here would be a dog that's not a poodle. This is a poodle that is a dog. So some of the dogs there are poodles. I think that would take care of it. Okay. Let's move on to the next example where it says categories. For each list of categories, draw a Venn diagram that shows the relationship among the categories. One of the categories describes the universal set, and the others describe the various loops inside the universal set. And the universal set's not necessarily listed first. So, all right, that being said, first one, household pets, dogs, animals, cats. Okay, so we draw the universal set here, and we have to decide from that list, household pets, dogs, animals, cats, which one encompasses all of them? Well, again, I think animals, every one of those other ones could be considered an animal. So animals is going to be our universal set. Okay? And dogs and cats are both household pets. So we're going to have kind of a bigger circle in here that are going to be household pets. Now, does a dog have to be a household pet? No, but it can be. So we're going to draw a circle over here that's going to intersect the household pets, and I'm going to call that one dogs. Some of those dogs are household pets, some are not. Okay? Same thing with cats. Cats is on our list. Some cats are household pets, some cats are not. Okay, so I think that might be the best scenario there. Okay? All right. right? Number 2 on that list. Living things, lizards, apes, okay, et cetera, et cetera. I'll keep going with that once I have a bigger picture up here. Chimpanzees, reptiles, dogs, mammals, terriers, Dachshunds. Okay, well, all of those are living things, and so that's going to be our universal sets, okay? But then I look at mammals is in that list, okay? Well, a lot of those things on that list are mammals, so I gotta have a bigger circle that's mammals, okay? So what are mammals in there? We've got apes, chimpanzees, dogs, mammals, or mammals are terriers and Dachshunds. So I've got dogs and then some subcategories of dogs, and apes and subcategories of apes. So I think I need to have a dogs circle and an ape circle in here. Okay, because all dogs are mammals and all apes are mammals. But inside the dogs circle, I've got terriers and Dachshunds, and so I'm running out of room. I'm just going to give them one letter, terriers and Dachshunds. And inside of apes, I've got chimpanzees, okay? So I've got another circle inside of there. And then outside of that, I've got some reptiles. So I'm going to create another bigger circle here that is reptiles. And the reptile that they gave me was a lizard. Okay, so that would be how I would set that one up. Okay, you got to start big. Living things is everything. Mammals is the next biggest category, and then inside of mammals is dogs, and inside of dogs are terriers and Dachshunds. Also inside of mammals is apes, and inside of apes is chimpanzees. And then there's another separate category of reptiles, because mammals and reptiles are separate. Inside of reptiles was lizards. Okay. The third example. Okay, I'll draw my universal set here. Okay, it says places of birth: USA, Canada, Miami, Florida, Orlando, Montreal, Missouri. Okay, well the big universal set here is going to be places of birth. All of the other ones listed in there could be places of birth. And then there's a couple of other bigger ones. USA and Canada are going to be separate because you can't be in both at the same time. Okay, so we'll put USA here, Canada here. And then inside of the USA, you've got Florida, but you've also got Miami and Orlando. So I think we need to have a circle for Florida. And then inside of Florida, you're going to have Miami and Orlando. Okay? What else is in the USA here? You've got Missouri. Okay? Okay, so Missouri's got to fit inside of there as well. It can't be inside of Florida because that's a separate state. Okay? Inside of Canada, as you read through the rest of the list, the only thing in there is Montreal, I believe. Okay? Montreal. And so that would take care of that one. Okay, how about the fourth one? They give me universities, private universities, public universities, and then a list of some actual universities. So I think in general, all of those fall under a universal set of universities. And then we've got private and public, and they can't be both, at least the ones they've listed for us. So we've got two separate circles, one for private, one for public. And I don't know if you guys know the ones on the list as to whether they're private or public or not. You're going to have to maybe delve into that, do a little research. But they then give you Yale. That is definitely a private university. Okay? They give you the University of Texas El Paso, which is public, UTEP. Okay? And then they give you Notre Dame. That is also private. Okay? And so those don't overlap inside of there. Yale and Notre Dame are separate entities, so they can't be considered one thing. Okay? One more example here, you guys. So the fifth one. hamburgers with cheese, double, homemade. Well, all of these are hamburgers. But if you look at the options there, with cheese, double, and homemade, all of those are options, and they could all be options at the same time. So I'm gonna draw 3 circles, and I want all 3 of them to overlap, okay? So, cheese, double, homemade. So in here would represent a double cheeseburger that's homemade. Right here would be a homemade cheeseburger. This would be a homemade double hamburger. This would be a double cheeseburger. And out here would just be a hamburger plain, okay? So that would give you an example of how to do those. So I think I'm gonna stop there, you guys. For this video, I'll do another one tomorrow that will involve some numbers. But for now, we're gonna stick with that. Thanks, guys.